Hey everyone, it's Maureen. I haven't posted in quite some time on my channel, but I've been a bit busy with life as of late. One of those things being helping out some family members with a long-term medical situation. So I haven't been home and around to do all that much within the past few months. You're getting a good look at my desk, but also of my current project I'm working on. Just to keep my sanity during that medical situation, I did a lot of coloring while at the hospital. But I also started working on this. At my local thrift shop, I happened to find some good sock yarn. And they're normally dyed in such a way that when you knit them up, that they'll create stripes. In this case, I'm crocheting. It also creates stripes. So the yarn that I'm using here basically is a cotton multi-plied yarn. I don't know if it's going to zoom in at all here. At least 2 or 3 ply at the very least. But you know, still a relatively thin yarn. And with that, I had a small ball that had red, white, and blue, which is what you're seeing here. And then I had a second ball of this just blue and white. So what I'm creating is sort of like a dice bag. So it would be a drawstring bag. This is going to actually be the bottom, which I'm slowly reducing. So you notice that the opening here is getting smaller and smaller. But I can flip it around here so you can get the generalized shape. And it actually sort of cinched it in like a little pot all by itself. So what I'm going to do is take some ribbon or some cord and then weave it through the fabric itself. And because it's crocheted, there's holes in here naturally, so I don't even need to splice through threads. I can just go in and take, you know, a bigger needle and weave it through on one side and then do the opposite. And then once you have those woven through, it'll allow you to draw it taut and close the opening at the top. Here's what the inside of it looks like. I'm just doing a very basic crochet. We're not talking anything fancy at all here, folks. And it's just, I love how it's turning out. The way that it was dyed just creates stripes in the most beautiful way and variegations within the colors. And then having this dark blue on the bottom, I think is just going to set it off nicely where you just have something different going on once it is all enclosed. So I'm using a 3.5 millimeter hook. So I'm using a pretty small hook. But I'm also using a pretty, thin yarn as well. So there is that. But I've always enjoyed sock yarn as far as that goes in that case, because I think it's quite versatile. You can do quite a lot with it. It's not chunky, so it has that going for it. Plus it comes in a wide variety of crazy colors. So I mean, we have blue, and I think there's a little gray in here, and white, and then another lighter blue. So some very nice variation there going on. But as you can tell with the opening on the bottom of this, it's not going to use the entire thing. So I will probably create the drawstrings out of this and just do like 2 or 4 chains looped around each other to create drawstrings. I'm basing this project off of another. Let me get it pulled over here. Okay. This is kind of what I'm basing it off of. This is a bag that was made by someone that I had purchased. Currently, it contains a lot of polished gemstones in it. And you can tell that it is much more elaborately done. This person has a lot more crochet experience than I do, but it doesn't necessarily mean that my little bag can't be cute. which I think it's turning out quite nice. But, so yeah, we have a green, lavender, and then like a lighter grayish green color going on here. But yeah, they slowly reduced it in at the bottom, and then you have it just build up on the sides. So I'm going to do a very similar situation. So I have this bag to be able to create what I can for this bag. And this is how I'm going to try to make something like this. You know, a drawstring, but it'll be made out of the blue and the white, which I think will offset this quite nicely. It'll be different, you know, it'll, you know, look something more like these rows right here. But it's turning out about, you know, about the same height or so. And then in this case, they only have one drawstring, and then they basically sort of created the holes that they needed through the bag. So there's 3 folds on this side and 2 on the other, and then 1 on the back. So they just sort of pierced it right through, and then it allows you to just tie it right on the front. So yeah, something similar to this, maybe not these fancy holes in it. This was a bag that I purchased at a local gaming store that they had some consignment going on, where basically a local person who does crochet made their bag and sold it to the shop to sell, basically. So just doing my own sort of little version of it. And this will also be holding some gemstones too that are going to be coming in the mail probably within the next week or so. And I do want to wish all of my subscribers and folks who are watching our video today a happy holiday weekend coming up. If you're in the US, it'll be Independence Day here pretty soon. So that's what's going on. Now I know that other places around the world, of course, have a good day, whatever day it happens to be. Let's put it that way. The neat thing I've noticed about this bag also is I could make it reversible. So the inside looks, I think, just about as cool as the outside, really. So, I mean, I could flip it inside out and just use it this way. I haven't decided yet because both have their merits as far as just a different look with the same colors. So, but I kind of like how it is naturally almost curling around. And that wasn't intentional. This is just me doing that and sort of stretching it out, and it ended up naturally creating this little lip. So, which is what I'd actually rather it do. So I must be innately doing something correct because I don't crochet very often. So this is a very unusual thing. But with the recent things going on in life, you got to have a little project to do to help spend some time. Also, I'm up and in for extra lawn mowing this summer because of the health condition is going to take months to recover from. So looks like I'll be doing that for quite some time too. But anyway, let me get or show you something here. All right. Now, I don't think I had done a video about these two, so that's actually one of the other things I wanted to show you. These are the dolls that I was talking about. If you follow my blog at Tutorosities at blogspot.com, these dolls happen to be listed on eBay. They're by Brenda Price, the same person who made the other dolls that I have in an earlier video. But these are a version where they're 19th century based clothing that is also meant to represent the Welsh 19th century. So this is supposed to be the Dairy Maid. And then we have our flower seller over here too. Now these are made from replica 19th century dolls in that case. So with all of that going on, now I added the flowers and to the hat. They're not permanently attached. The hat is just very plain. So just a little decoration for our spring summer situation. And in her apron, there's some little flowers in there. That's why I say that she's a flower seller, very similar to the later versions of the dolls that end up happening with the different adult looking bodies instead of little girls. Now this one happens to say this is Bethany, who's an authentic costume from the Cardiganshire, early 19th century. This is a Brenda Price doll from 1987. And then she has her tag, made in Wales. It's pretty darn cool, I have to admit. The other one has just her one single tag, and she is Hubernson. It's an authentic costume of a dairy maid from Montgomeryshire, 19th century. Brenda Price, 1989. So she has her name too, but it's a bit different. Of course, I have my fairies and my mice and my other witchy friend over here too. So everybody just sort of hanging out. But I wanted to show you these two. I had acquired them a little while ago, but hadn't really had time to make a video on them. There we go. A little out of focus there for a minute. But like the flowers here, those are the ones that did come on the hat. So they were already there. So really cute details. The buckets with the flowers are me just playing. So yes, another bucket over here. That's just me giving them some accessories. In that case, it isn't part of the costume. But the dolls came with their own stands and things of this nature. The clothing, you know, it's all very woolly, which is, you know, makes me happy. And this definitely feels like a linen of some form. So, you know, yet again, we're running into just beautiful materials being used. I just love the feel of the textures of clothing. Yeah, she's got like an underskirt, and this is her apron here. So definitely very 19th century for sure. It fits the model of what was used at that time frame. But that's what I've been up to as far as things go. I do have some exciting news that's going to be coming up in a later video. So I have to basically wait to double check some information before I release it. So it might be a couple weeks at the very least. I have to get a particular item, check everything first, and then I will be posting a video about my exciting news. I think you'll all enjoy it, and I'll be able to, of course, divulge a bit more later. So, exciting news coming. Stay tuned to the channel. And for those recent subscribers, I really do appreciate it. We're up to about 283, 4 subscribers. So if you know a friend who might enjoy unique historical dolls, a little bit of Tudor clothing, Elizabethan clothing, send them over our way. I'm looking at possibly uploading more on a monthly basis instead of every 2 weeks. But that's going to depend on a few things here. I will update you more on the uploading schedule. So if you do like the content here on the channel, please consider liking or subscribing. I upload most Fridays, normally on an every other Friday basis. And we have lots of crafty goodness going on here. And I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.